Hi, good evening everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video of Python for Beginner series, we'll be talking about try and except blocks. Okay. So in the starting of the video, we'll be talking more about the theory because these questions are asked in the interviews a lot. And in the later on of the video, we'll be doing the practical implementation of the try and except blocks. Okay. So why are these blocks used? So I'll give you a brief about it, context about it. कि whenever you write a code and there is an error in your code, ठीक है, so your code will just stop over there instantly, right? And you will just get a little bit idea about the error through the logs only, and sometimes those logs even are that much helpful. So you can use these try and except blocks to create your own error, like create your own logging for the error. So what happens is कि whenever you are using this try and except block, whenever there is an exception that is occurring, like wherever there is an error, inside the except block, you can provide any of the statement, any of the logs from your own, so that whenever you are debugging your code, you can see the logs if there is any exception, and you can instantly know कि okay ठीक है, this was the issue due to which my code broke. Okay. Try and accept blocks are really good practice to use while you are writing your code, be it in the small scale or like in a high scale in the organizations. By the high scale, I mean organization, and by the low scale, I mean your personal projects. So try and accept blocks are like very really good practice to use. It just gives a beauty to your code, right? So whenever there is an error, you know you can log it, and then you it will be easier for you to debug it as well. Okay, so without wasting any other time, we'll just move to the theory of these. So what is try statements? So what is try block? Okay, try blocks is simple, is just there to test your code. Okay, so if you have sent the code, first it will go to your try statement and it will check if the code is correct or is there any error. Okay, next moving towards the except block. So whenever the error occurs in the try block, it directly goes to our except block, and this block handles the error. In this block, you can mention कि okay ठीक है, this is the error and I want to log it in this way, or I want to return in this way. Okay, it's up to you. Then we have else statement. So whenever your code passes the try statement, like whenever the code does not have any error, then you can use the else statement to log into something or like run another code snippet which does not require the usage of the try and exception. Okay, then we have finally. So finally is a very simple block. It just don't check for anything, don't look for anything. If you have used it over there in the code, it will run whether or not try statement or except statement has occurred, it will run anyway. Okay, so the finally is just like a, you can say the final boss, whatever you want to put there you can put there, it will eventually run. Okay, so finally can be basically used to like close your objects or clean up the resources that are being used. Okay. Okay, so moving on towards the implementation of the try except block, we'll be doing each of the blocks one by one, and then I'll give you the example of all the blocks all together in such a way that you will get the complete hang of this entire try exception blocks. Okay, so what is try block, right? So the try blocks just lets you test a block of code, okay, just to check if there are any errors or not. So if I have this, like this is a very basic example. So if I am using try and I'm doing print x, right, and then I have to use except block. Okay, so if there is any exception that is occurring, I will just print something went wrong. Okay, so if I run this right now, okay, yeah, so you see it is printing something went wrong. Why? Because we haven't initialized x as a variable anywhere in this code block. Okay, so inside my try I just printed print x, and inside my exception I did something went wrong. So my code directly went to the exception block because there is no variable named as x over here. Okay, so since the try block has raised an error, so the except block will be executed. Okay. One more thing that you can have multiple exceptions over here as well. So, like if I have mentioned one except block, I can add another exception block as well. So, let's say name error, I think, yeah. So, I have to print it first. Let's see. X is not initialized. Okay. So, why is this giving a name except clause cannot appear after? Okay. If I do this, yeah. So you can see X is not initialized is printing over here. Okay. Now next moving towards the else statement. So if I just put else over here, so what else does is key whenever the try block is executed, only then the else command will be executed. But if the exception has occurred, the else will not print anything, or like else will not perform any actions inside of it. Okay. So if I print it right now, I will just see X is not initialized. Okay. But if I say x equals to 5 and then try to use this try exception block with else. So see, first try block executed, there was the x. We initialized x over here. So it first printed x and then it printed something went wrong. It should have not printed that. So let's change it to inside my else statement. Okay. So now if I try to run this, so I'll get inside my else statement. Okay. Now, last and a final block will be finally, right? So, what finally does is key, irrespective of whichever block is getting called, whether it is try or exception, it will execute. So, see, I put finally over here and I print this out, sorry, comment this out. And if I try to run this, so X is not initialized and inside my, okay, finally element. Well, so see, inside my final element. And if I do try x equals to 5, like I initialize x, then the try statement will be executed first, and then inside my final statement will be executed. So, guys, this is about try exception block. Try to implement in multiple ways. I just gave one example over here only, but it's a very good practice to implement try exception block in your code, because you never know whenever like your code can break anytime. So it's a very good practice to use try exception and finally blocks, so that your code doesn't break, and if it breaks, then there is exception block to handle it. Okay. Apart from this, if you have any issues with any of my videos, do let me know. If you have issues with any of the topic, please mention them in the comment section. And apart from it, please do like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks, guys. Bye.